All right, let's dive into Rework. This is a book that basically promises a better, simpler, and just saner way to work. It's a huge challenge to how we normally do business, and we're going to break it all down.
So let's be real for a second. Does this slide hit a little too close to home? If you've ever found yourself stuck in a 3-hour meeting that, let's be honest, could have just been an email, or you felt that pressure to be a workaholic just to show you're committed, then you're in the right place.
You see, the whole idea behind Rework is pretty radical, but it's also really simple. The old way of doing things is just broken. The book argues that all the stuff we think is essential, long-term plans, growing the company at all costs, working insane hours, it's actually what's holding us back.
And that's where Rework comes in. This isn't some high-level academic theory. It's a super practical guide from the guys who founded 37 Signals, the company that made Basecamp. They built an incredibly successful business by basically ignoring all the conventional rules. And this is their playbook.
Okay, let's get into the good stuff. The first thing Rework does is just start tearing down all the old rules. And we're going to focus on 3 of the absolute biggest, most common myths you see out there in the workplace.
First on the chopping block, the myth of the master plan. You know what I'm talking about? The idea that you absolutely have to have this super detailed 5-year plan before you can even think about starting anything. It's like the sacred cow of the business world. And a book really doesn't pull any punches here. I mean, think about it. There are just way too many things you can't control. The market changes, new competitors pop up, your customers want something different. Trying to guess what's going to happen years from now isn't just hard, it's a total waste of your time.
And this slide really nails the difference. The old way is all about creating this rigid document that you feel locked into. But the Rework way, it's all about being flexible. So here's the key. Stop calling them plans. They're not plans, they're guesses. Just figure out what you need to do this week, and then you can adapt as you go.
All right, on to the next one, and it is a biggie, the myth of more. It's this idea that's been drilled into us that the only real goal is to get bigger. More employees, a bigger office, a bigger budget, always more.
Rework just completely flips this idea around. It says staying small is actually your secret weapon. It means you can be nimble, you can change direction fast, and you can keep your quality and your company culture amazing without all the bureaucracy and headaches that come with getting huge.
And this brings us to what might be the most toxic myth of them all. The idea that the workaholic is some kind of hero. The person who's always burning the midnight oil, treating burnout like it's a badge of honor. Look at the 2 ways of thinking here. The old view celebrates the workaholic, right? But Rework says it's actually a sign of failure. It means you're not working smart. You're just throwing more hours at a problem, brute force, instead of using your brain to find a better solution. And that's the punchline, right there. The goal isn't to work more, it's to get more done in less time. Being productive is about being effective, not just putting in the effort. The real hero is the one who finds a smarter way to work and then goes home. Okay, so if we're just throwing out all these old rules, what's left? What are we supposed to do instead? Well, let's look at how Rework builds a new, much simpler way to actually create something great.
Rework breaks it down into these 3 really simple steps. First, scratch your own itch. Make something you need. When you do that, you instantly know if it's good or not. Second, build half a product. This is huge. Instead of building 10 features that are just okay, build 1 essential feature that is absolutely amazing. And finally, launch now. Get it out there. Put it into the real world, because that's when you stop guessing and you actually start learning from real people.
So after tearing down all those old ideas and building this new foundation, what's the one thing, the most urgent lesson that we should all take away from this book? It's this: inspiration is perishable. Just think about that for a second. That amazing idea you have, that sudden motivation to build something new, it has a shelf life. It's not going to wait around forever. Waiting for the perfect moment or for more money, that's just the best way to let that spark die out. And that's the question the book leaves us with. Really, the biggest thing stopping you isn't a lack of time or money, it's just a lack of starting. The best time to start was yesterday. The next best time is right now. So, what will you start today?